Patrons, thank you so much. Let the groveling begin.
It's like you were interrupted. I'm Patchreon.
I know. Thank you so much. We really wanted to thank you. We're in our 10th season now. For those of you who have stuck with us for 1 season, 2 season, 3 season, 4. Some of you, 9.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. Thank you so much for your support.
Yeah.
As we said, we're going to plan a live show in a couple of months. You'll have front row seats. In fact, we'll probably get them to join us all up on stage and they'll do the whole show with us.
Yeah, people love that.
Other audience members will love it as well. I was at breakfast with a friend the other day and the food arrived and it was a potato rosti with, or Josh, you'd probably say back in the day, a potato rossi. Yeah, you love the detail, don't
Just
you?
like, I don't know why. I always find potato rosti funny.
Oh, okay.
Give us some more details that are relevant. Come on.
Yeah, okay. Okay. But I'll make sure I do it in a concise amount of time, Josh. Thank you so much. Like you didn't in the other episode, in the main episode.
So potato rosti's on the menu and
Potato
was
rosti's
ordered by your friend.
Ordered by my friend. There was like eggs and fucking salmon and stuff in there. And she was halfway through the meal and suddenly spotted a little hair. And she said, "Oh, I think that's a hair in there."
Ooh.
And I was like,
And a chair as well.
I was like, open wide. Thing is there. And this isn't it's not a good friend, more of an acquaintance, but a friend nonetheless. And she said, and I said, and I sort of like, in my situation, I would just absolutely leave it go. But I thought, this is the start of I'm sure this is the start of something great, a great interaction. So I asked, what are you going to do? And she was like, I don't know, I'll call someone over. So she called the waiter over and she said, so I think there's a hair in my rosti.
Was it baked into the rosti?
I don't know if it was
Well, not baked,
I don't
fried
know.
in.
I don't know. But the waiter sort of got down.
It was a hairy potato.
He got down.
I'm sorry. I would love if the waiter was like that. Maybe it's a hairy potato. Why are you blaming us? Our chef's bald.
So the chef's a potato. One more.
That's fine.
Go,
Fine.
go.
And the waiter got down to the table level, rather than lift up the plate, got down to the table level.
the table.
Yeah, lift up the table. And the chef was underneath it. And had a look, and he was like, yeah, that's either a fiber. I think, yeah. He's like, it's a hair. And there was a pause, and he was like,
Pregnant pause?
and he was like, oh, we'll make you a new one.
Great.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we won't charge you.
That's lovely.
And she was like, oh, okay. And then she said, actually, can I choose something else from the menu?
No.
And
No.
I was sitting there and I was like, what right do you have? Like,
No.
So
Are you serious?
Let's try and get in her head. Why did she think, and we're no longer friends, why did she think that she could order another thing off the menu?
To me, what the waiter's done, that's the protocol.
Yeah.
So sorry, we'll make you a fresh one and we won't charge you for it.
What
Well,
about
he's
the
not.
I don't know
He's not
about the
going
not.
to.
I
You
don't know
don't have to
about
specify the not charging.
why.
That's implied.
Why?
No, it's
Why?
implied.
Why?
But you know what the best secret
There's
is?
a hair in her food, and it's troubled her.
Who cares?
They're one
God,
of the
I
things,
love when I say who cares.
They're one of the things that I think a restaurant or a cafe just cops on the chin. They're
Yeah.
like, okay, this is that one customer in 50 who
Chin
says,
hair.
Because,
Yeah.
but think about that experience, that because that happens, you don't have a negative opinion of that place. You go, well, they replaced it and I didn't get paid for it, so that's
Yeah.
okay. I wouldn't be like, there was a hair in it and they didn't do
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
I would never eat there again.
So they're going into the whole risk mitigation thing. They're like, we do
Yeah.
not want a review here. We don't
Yeah.
want any negative
But
energy.
you know the best little tasty treat on that is when they go, oh, I'm so sorry, we'll make you a fresh one. And then when you go to pay, they go, we'll just take that one off the bill. I
Great.
love it when they drop that in later. They don't tell you at the
Yes.
time. It's a
Lovely.
nice little
Yeah.
cheeky secret.
We'll come
later.
back.
Agreed.
We'll come back to what you would have done if she had a drink and the breakfast. Do you think they should just wipe the whole bill clean, or do you think they should?
Just the mistake.
No,
What do you
just
reckon?
a mistake.
Why not
Absolutely
the whole thing? It costs $6.
Because for something like a hair in your food, enough people go, whatever. Either eat around it or eat the hair.
on that, yeah, that's great.
We got to get back to the core of this. I think it is bonkers that you would even think to be
Yeah.
like, can I change my order? Because I'm
Yes.
getting it for free
Because
now.
what? Because let's zoom out a bit. What does the hair in a meal signify?
It signifies maybe bad hygiene in the kitchen, bad
Yeah.
health and safety practices.
Yeah.
What, bad hair nets? That's a wild deduction.
Yeah, it is a wild deduction, and hairs get everywhere. Like, that's the nature of hairs. They're everywhere.
Here we go. What about if it wasn't a
Wasn't it human hair?
Human hair, pube, rat.
And how close are you studying?
Long-haired rat.
You know what I had once?
70s rat disco.
I had a Dion's lost it. Dion's absolutely lost it. Is it thinking of a long-haired rat? Is that what did it?
Sorry, let me clarify. It was absolutely everything. Why did the disco bit? Where did the disco bit come from?
I imagined
Oh God,
a rat.
You are so much funnier than me.
I imagined a rat like John Travolta doing the Dance Fever dance.
With no explanation. on a rosti.
Instead of the podium at the discotheque, it's a big rosti.
They've done a sequel. They've done Saturday Night Disco on a rosti.
And they've just hired rats. Oh God, it's tough.
Saturday Night Fever. I fucked it.
We moved on.
Oh fuck
It's all right,
it.
mate.
God.
I think
Wait, what was your thing at the end? Saturday Night Fever with what?
With rats. That's it. The whole film is rats.
So sorry for interrupting you, Josh.
because I had a bit of steel wool once. Clearly, like it had just come off and got in the thing.
Oh.
Which is different to a hair. But when I resolved that, I just let them know. I was like, I don't care. I just took it out. I'm like, just let you know. But I don't understand any reason why your brain would ever be like, I'll change my food. She must have not been enjoying the food.
Well, it's a chance. She saw it as an opportunity
To try something else
to
on the
try
menu.
something. How far through the meal was she?
She was about halfway through it.
That's bullshit.
It's also sorry. Let's just discount if there's not some weird phobia that she had, some weird hypochondria that she had, where it's kind of like where she really couldn't
the same
take it.
dish again.
No. Well, no, that's inexcusable. There's no excuse for that.
No. I mean,
Caring
like, were they
about
worried?
the hair.
Yeah, but what I mean is like they were worried that if I get that same dish, it'll have that same hair.
No. More that there. I reckon there's a segment of the population in the world that would be genuinely concerned about a hair.
I have no issue with the complaining about the hair.
Really?
I think it's reasonable.
I think I do.
I have a slight issue with the complaining about the hair as well.
I think I'd pull it aside, but I'd have no issue with someone going like, really grosses me out.
This discussion, now I have less of an issue with her changing her dish.
What?
Why?
I have less of an issue
because
now.
the hair's more likely to get stuck in a rosti.
because she could have explained it as, listen, I've eaten so much of this meal, I don't think I could have another full meal of this.
Because I've got a mouthful of hair.
But she's not ordering a smaller like side thing, is she?
Should they have brought her out another equivalent portion of what was left?
What was that? That's
There
what they
we
should
go.
do.
Thank you.
We've kicked off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1 egg, half a rosti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would have been fair. So that's the equivalent value.
Should the waiter have refused mocking up a different dish?
Yes. He'd be like, we're happy to replace it, but I would just say, but we normally just replace the dish.
I love that
We don't-
phrase.
we
But
don't do
why?
variations.
But for him, it's not worth the argument.
It's
The
not.
costs-
Good point.
The costs are probably the same.
No, but Josh, it's the principle of it. She shouldn't be having an
it's the
alternative
principle.
because she is admitting that she misordered. She's admitting
Yes.
and
Do you
restaurants hate
think
that?
Do you think it's an admission of misordering?
Oh, you think it was a greed thing that she wanted to try two things and implanted
No,
the hair herself?
No, I'm saying that can I ask, what was the follow-up dish?
It was disco rap. The follow-up dish.
Was it something fresh and light?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you know that?
Because
shit.
I would follow up something heavy with something when I'm like, I don't want another full heavy thing.
Yeah.
I'll have something fresh and light instead.
So is that an argument that
you know
she
what-
was a bit grossed out by it and she was like,
No.
now I only feel like something fresh
No,
and
it's
light.
not grossing out. Christian's point is, I've already got halfway through this heavy thing. If I'm going to get a whole new thing,
Yeah.
it needs to be like worth the half of the. So, but
Yeah.
was it the same value, or did she get like a different?
It would have been around the same value,
Yeah.
$23.
Yeah, it's probably been money's probably not. Maybe it's not that bad.
It was
Maybe
the way
it's the
she
nature of
asked,
this.
though.
I'm thinking she's like, well, I'll have the big breakfast then, please.
Yes, yeah.
That's what I immediately thought.
an upgrade?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. It wasn't like that. It was just, it seemed like, I didn't feel like she should be asking for a replacement in the first place. Then
Yeah.
when she asked for a replacement, I was like, okay. But then she asked for an alternative dish. I was like, what the fuck are
The
you doing?
alternative dish is a signifier to the waiter that she's planted the hair. Yeah, because he goes, if I replace this as is, hair's legitimate.
Do you think you could
Yeah.
be? Do you think you could be friends with someone like that?
Who
You are friends with that person.
Who
Well, I
replaces
said an
hairs?
acquaintance. I'm not really friends, and it's acquaintance.
okay.
Do you
yeah,
think-
it'd be fine because
I don't think I could. I think
my
it's like
interactions
being-
with my friends is more than one single thing.
No,
they do.
I don't think so. I think it's like being a
You-
Trump.
Well,
So
see,
that's
I'm still friends with you.
I think it's like being a Trump supporter.
Is it?
Yeah,
So,
Just
so
different-
which
completely-
part?
I think
Not
that's
the hair. Not the hair.
not
the hair
Trump's
you're
hair.
fine. No, the hair you're fine with.
Yeah, I'm fine with.
So if Josh was like,
It was-
"Oh, sorry, there's actually a hair in
It
here,"
was the attitude during. It was this real weird entitlement where she
Yeah.
created this thing of like, you could tell she's like, I'm gonna give you a fucking shit review. You give me something else.
Oh, I see.
Fucks.
wow,
Well, that
I
wasn't
know.
part of the story we were told.
bang,
I wasn't prepared to.
wow,
I'm glad you didn't.
yeah. But I think that's fair then. If the attitude was one of entitlement,
We're done.
then boo,
Boo-hoo.
boo.
Is there anything in I mean, if you found a fucking toenail in there,
That's worse.
To be honest, I would probably be fine with finding anything in there. Like, obviously,
it just doesn't make sense, does it?
No, not everything.
It just doesn't make sense.
It was hyperbolic.
You know, you're gonna
Band-Aid,
get yourself
Band-Aid,
you're
Band-Aid.
gonna get yourself
Band-Aid would be
Band-Aid's
tough.
good,
I'd
yeah.
call it out, but I'd just
You don't
I'd
eat
eat
around
it.
a Band-Aid. You call that whole dish off.
Yeah,
what about
you're right.
What about a lot of shell in an egg, in a scrambled egg?
Nah, that's totally fine.
You're just
that's
picking it
fine.
out.
Yeah.
What
I'd
about
just
what
let
about
them
a
know.
chicken?
I reckon that's a let them know.
No, you're not letting them know anything. What, a chicken?
No, you know what?
Let him know. Learn how to crack your
Because
eggs.
the question is, how was everything? And you go, oh, there's a bit of eggshell in the scrambled eggs, but it's fine. Just letting you know.
Would you do that?
Probably not. I can't answer that question
It's the-
truthfully.
yeah.
It's the hardest question to
And
answer.
it's
isn't it?
always timed so well because you've just finished being like, what the fuck? That absolutely sucked.
Yeah.
And how was everything? Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always
so
a great
hard.
thank you.
I can't.
I
can't do
think
it.
I think maybe to give the feedback, I think maybe I would go after to the manager. Not about the cracked egg thing, but if there was something significant,
Yeah.
getting up from the table. I think it's like not doing it in front of the person you're with. And you don't want to embarrass them. You don't want to. You want to take your moral compass and impose it on them by complaining to a waiter in front of them.
I think what it is to me,
Or maybe
know-
you
know,
do.
no, but you're not necessarily complaining to the waiter. I'm more of the mindset like I don't mind doing it, but I don't. What I'm trying to say.
It's isn't it for improvement purposes?
Yeah, and it's
Future
also like
improvement.
I
I
want
saved
to
you.
I want to come off in a way that's like I'm not an expert here.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be like, oh, it was very bland. Like I would never sort of
Totally.
do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if it's something like very concrete and like real, it's like, yeah.
Would you ever comment on the blandness of a meal?
No, but I think if they're hearing as a response, how was the food? And you're saying, yeah, good, thank you. But that's it. Then I would interpret that if I was a waiter as
Average.
Nah.
it wasn't.
You
it
know
wasn't
what?
that
You
good.
know what I've done, and you know
They
what I
didn't
do.
enjoy it.
If it's really bad, I will say, "Food was okay,"
Ooh.
and then that's inviting.
It does, but
It
it
invites-
invites the discussion.
Yeah. And then, was anything wrong with it? And then you find out if sometimes they're not. If you say
They're
that,
not interested at all.
Not interested. No.
Here's a question for you. How hard does a piece of sourdough need to be for you to complain about it?
Oh, that's a really good point.
I just don't think not fresh bread is inexcusable.
I don't even know if it's
No.
the freshest thing. Some of it is incredible.
The
Oh, it's not even fresh. Oh,
the crust is just
yeah.
like, what is going
the,
on?
the worst is serving you that incredibly crusty toasted sourdough with a butter knife.
It's
Yeah,
it's my most
or
hated
a
thing.
dull knife.
And you
Yeah.
feel like you feel like you can slice the bread with itself first.
But do you ever complain about the toughness of a sourdough?
no.
You just deal with it?
It's a great question.
But I've cut up my mouth on the sourdough.
Yeah, right?
What about
Yeah.
so Christian, you don't eat meat, but an overdone steak, well done steak, you'd complain, but a well done piece of bread,
It's a good point. Over toasted.
Over toasted.
over toasted.
Yeah, I think.
Could you ask for some medium rare sourdough?
Can I have some of the
Yeah.
softer crust?
Imagine that. Request on the sourdough.
But that's that's the
Imagine.
thing. Sourdough is now kind of ubiquitous in cafes because it's the fancy bread.
Yeah.
But I would rather a panna di casa. I would rather a softer sandwich.
Never been there.
slice. I added a bit more to my wheeze to help the transition.
Does it mean now? I don't speak Italian. Does it mean house of bread?
yeah, gingerbread house.
Oh God.
Thank you so much, patrons. We've really enjoyed this recording. As we
Yeah.
always do, the bonus patch is where we let ourselves a little bit looser. We
Gooser.
invite you into our lives a bit more. Is there anything that we can reveal at the end of this bonus punch?
I'm interviewing for jobs.
Yeah, great.
Need a job if you got a sales role, anything going on. SaaS company, do it. Yeah, that'd be great.
The change in the seating has thrown the other two a little bit. I felt I was okay with it, but I don't look towards the camera as much as I used to anymore.
But you are directing this right down the barrel of the video camera.
Yeah, well, when I'm talking to the people.
I have never done it, but I'm going to try it now. It's thrown me off. I can't do it. I'm too.
I
that's
never,
why
I never see now I'm in this chair. I don't see myself on the
Christian,
screen.
that's why we're a podcast. That's why we don't have a TV show.
That's a good point.
That's the
Dion.
only
Thank
reason.
you for the support. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Wish I got it from everyone in this podcast.
I just think you should practice more, Christian.
Thank
Do
you so
some
much.
homework.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome.
There's a hair in my podcast. Sorry?
Can we have a different episode, please?
Well done, Joshua.
Wow,
well done. Piggybacked over a bit of garbage and got it to a good point.